Hi, Sunim. How are
Hello. Very well, thanks.
Tell me about your meeting with the Zen.
You know, when I was 24, I had many questions unanswered, and in my own culture, I did not find any meaningful or deep answer for me. So I talked to a few friends, and one of them recommended Zen meditation. It was this very tradition. And the following year, I met Zen Master Sung San in Budapest, Hungary, and he became my teacher. A few years later, I went to the US and then eventually to Korea, where I became a monk in this very temple, at Hwagyesa Temple. And I stayed here for 6 years. Afterwards, Zen Master Sung San gave me teaching authority, and then I started to teach in Europe, Asia, and other countries.
Why the Zen is so important to you?
Because it ensures that I can follow the path to awakening. In everyday terms, it means a better quality of your mind, of your life, of your decisions. So the Zen way is really the way to awakening. Get rid of illusions, because illusions may sound and feel and taste very good, but when you most need them, they forsake you. They leave you in the dust. The truth holds you. The path shows you the direction. So in critical times, those people who really love you, they show up. In those times when you have a deep internal crisis, the true path gives you the answers. What I respect about our tradition most, that it never takes away your own spiritual autonomy. This is the teaching of our true nature. Everybody has the potential of awakening. We call that Buddha nature in our tradition, but you can call it in any way you want, because it originally has no name and no form. But that's what sees with your eyes, hears with your ears, thinks with your mind, feels with your heart. This very thing is our true nature, which is not a thing, fortunately. This autonomy is clear from the start, but our own ignorance that we confuse this true nature with something else. We place it where it is not. We identify this with something that it is not. That's our own human ignorance, our own folly, our own mistake. And that is the root of suffering. So Shakyamuni Buddha himself, he taught the four noble truths: the fact of suffering, the cause of suffering, the end of suffering, and the way to end suffering. And this is very simple. Every single human being experiences that, undeniably. And then Zen offers a path to find the cause and go to the end of this suffering path. And then it turns into happiness. It turns into something we call harmonious, clear, and simple lifestyle. You don't lose anything but your own chains. You do not have to give up anything, just your own illusions. And the temple is a dedicated place for enlightenment or awakening, as we call it.
How do you think the Zen might help us, the Israelis?
Well, in Israel you have many kinds of identities, religiously, ethnically, historically. In all senses of the word, you have multiplicity in Israel. And how to harmonize these various identities, that's a task. So Zen can serve as a very good point of reference, because Zen does not consider the existence or non-existence of God as a fundamental question. We don't deal with that. What we deal with is who or what is it that believes in God, or what it is that is not believing in God. So we primarily focus on the human mind. We do not depend on any kind of scriptures. We respect all of them, read as many as we want. We do not depend on the scriptures. We directly point to human mind. And attaining our true nature means that we wake up. There's no other definition. And finally, the transmission is from mind to mind, directly from human to human, as we sit together, eat together, practice together, work together. That's how this way can be truly transmitted. In Israel, I believe this help is very necessary. In one way or another, we have to see how relative our identities are. We exist in relation to one another, whether it's in a family, in a city, in a village, between various parts of the country, between various nationalities or religions. That's our job, because then we can consciously create this world for each other. We can consciously maintain our habitat as a harmonious environment. It is possible. It takes work. We never said it was easy, but it's doable. It's possible. We just have to turn the energy inside, ask the right questions, and perceive the correct answers. And then this can help not only Israel, but any country on earth.
Sunim, why is the temple in Hungary and not in Asia or other country?
Well, there are many good reasons for that. One is that when I was given teaching authority by Zen Master Seung Sahn, he said to me, stay and live in one place for 3 years. Of course, you can travel, but you don't move house. So that was Hungary for a lot of reasons in 2000. And then I decided that I do not want to go back to Asia to live, but to continue the teaching activity that got started. But I didn't want to live in an apartment. So if you don't have a temple, you build one. There's a very good mountain called the Pilis Mountains near Budapest, about 60 kilometers. And then I realized this is the place where I want this temple to be. This mountain is the closest to the Korean atmosphere that I have ever seen. We don't have to travel 8,000 kilometers east, where we are always guests. It's good to be guests, but it's even better to be hosts and hosting all of you, including Israelis in Hungary, which is a less than 3-hour flight, not 10 hours. And in Korea, they have their own ways. In Hungary, we can create our way. And eventually that benefits the Middle East, including your country too. So visiting us has multiple merits. First, you leave your own comfort zone behind. You turn off your phone. You don't read the news. You get into a very secure environment. You get very good food. You walk among wonderful mountains where we all speak English, and the culture of practicing is something easier to attain than coming straight to Asia. Those who have been to Asia, they can tell you about that. It's really not easy to jump that step, which is between Western culture and Oriental culture. So I feel very grateful for Zen Master Seung Sahn because he got the essence of Buddhism transmitted in the West. And we can build on that. In fact, we should build on that. It is much easier if there are not so many cultural differences between you and the practice that you want to do.
Why make a donation?
The Dharma cannot be price tagged. It would be a big mistake to do so. But the floor, the walls, the beams, the cars, the fuel, they have a price. We are involved in the world to the necessary and sufficient extent to make things happen materially. And your support is cordially welcome to join hands and make an effort together to make this world a better place.
Tell me about your vision. How do you see it?
Well, I definitely don't see a Zen temple at every corner. What my vision is that everybody asks the right questions. If you are honest with yourself, you can sincerely ask the right questions and not waste your time and not waste other people's energy. If you ask the right questions, they go deep enough that you would induce some changes in yourself. Thereby, the isolation of the self is broken. You can truly harmonize with the environment. You can truly help other people. Your quality of life improves. That's my vision, to help you, to help everyone, and enable others to help more people. This is the positive feedback of correct meditation practice and correct activity in the world. My vision is that human beings, we all want to live a correct life. And for that, meditation or some kind of introspection that improves our mind quality is essential. We don't seem to go too well without it. There have been historical eras in the world when meditation was prevalent, either in Korea or in China, maybe some other places. But when this meditation practice declined, society also declined. The clarity of the mind leads to good decisions. My vision is that we would all make better decisions because we ask the right questions. attain the path to answer them, and we use the answers sincerely and correctly for all beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunim.